Yeah, hey guys. So, I had locals today. I don't often play on Sunday, but I had some free time and I said, okay, I had some thoughts on the deck, so I wanted to go ahead and try it. So, this is just a quick rundown of what I played, thoughts, and some little tips that I have from playing this game and what to do. So just go through the deck really fast, then again, changes that I would make and why I would make these changes. Also, a little tips on how to play and a quick run through of my matches. So, cool tune again, engine, 3 KTS, 3 rotary, 3 Q, 3 Rico, 3 mix, 1 clip. I played this I tried to make my deck as most consistent as I could. Like, I will always have a way to play. And that's exactly what happened today. Like, I didn't break a single game. I always had the opportunity to play. And I think that's the most important thing, is having the ability to play. And because that gives you a chance. And then I played 2 JJ. Because I found that having this card in hand really made some boards really quite strong, really quite good, and something I just wanted to try. And then for the power spells, 3 Duelist Genesis, 1 Overtake, and 1 Prosby. These are limited, so no talking on that. 3 Duelist Genesis over 2, because again, I wanted to have was most consistency as I could. I wanted to play the game. You pay for your locals, you should be playing your locals. And that's a simple fact. And also it makes sense because before we were running 2 Synchro Overtake, 3 Synchro Overtake and 2 Genesis. So that would be 5 of these powerful spell card starters. But then this got limited. So we just tend to push in the 1 Prosby to fill in the gap, and then be like, okay, yeah, this is fine, but this now is 4 as opposed to 5. So I wanted to go back up to the 5 to test the deck. The problem is Duelist Genesis is nowhere near as powerful as Synchro Overtake. Like, having something like this, 3 Synchro Overtake, 1 Prosby, and 1 Duelist Genesis, I think would have been perfect. But can't do anything. That is the ban list. So those are the 5 power spells. And then let's go on to the hand traps. Ash, Vela, Alice, Ghost, Bell, Ogre, and Impa. So 9 sisters, and then 6 monster effect negation. That is what the hand trap lineup was. And then I had 2 free slots up, and I chose to play 2 Fallen and Virtuous. Just to help out problematic monsters, help out things. It's a really good card. It's a really good trade, and I love this card. I think it's definitely a candidate for the chopping block to go to at least 1, maybe even 2 on the ban list, because it is a very powerful card. And then side deck, 2 Lightning and a Duster for back row, 1 Delta, 1 Gamma, 1 Driver. I just wanted to try out the side frames. This is just in and out consistently out of my deck in the binder. 2 Droll, 1 Call by, 1 Talent. And then I wanted to try out 2 DD Crows. And the reason for the DD Crow was I found that this could be quite nifty to like out certain things. So for example, you got a snow in the graveyard and they trigger to summon the snow. You can DD Crow the snow. You could got an engage in the graveyard. You can DD Crow the engage. You got the Mitsurugi ritual. They're trying to add back of Kusanagi. When they target it, you can DD Crow that. So it had a lot of versatility because Crow hits things that the Bastiles can't. And if you're not running Harmonia, as you saw I'm not, then your Bastiles lose value. And so I just chose to do the Crow, and it actually did perform quite decently. And then I played 3 Flua in the side. I'm actually enjoying not having these in the main, ironically. But I'm siding them in far less often, even going second, because it is kind of difficult on siding patterns. Then for the extra deck, 2 Maker, 2 Zalin, 2 RS, 2 Mix, and then 1 Loudness, 1 Crackle, 1 Back-to-Back, 1 Angel, and then the 2 targets for the Fallen and Virtuous, and a Typhon. Typhon was pretty nifty today. He came in clutch, although I still lost the game. Back-to-back, I finally got her out easily and OTK'd, and then the Ecclesia and the Albion, they're just there for the targets, and then the Ecclesia effect to shuffle back is kind of nice. I think I made Loudness War only once today, and again, this is pretty much the game plan, just Zalin RS most of the time for game. So yeah, that's a quick profile. That was the deck, that was the extra deck, that was the side deck. Changes that I made to the deck. I took out the 1 JJ Cool Tune, so I'm just going to play the 1, and then I put in the 3rd Fallen and the Virtuous. The reason why I took out the 2 JJ and just left it as 1 was, even though it's great, it's really nice having the 2 JJs, I was often siding out 1 JJ. I think every game I sided out 1 JJ, kept 1 in. And a lot of people aren't really hitting this or targeting it, and very often when you draw, I drew 2 JJs once, and then it just becomes a bit awkward. But I still think 2 JJs is the correct number. I just don't really know what is it that I'm cutting for the 2 JJs, to be honest. I was considering maybe cutting 1 Mix, because I felt Mix wasn't a great starter, very rarely was a great starter. But Mix does do quite a bit of the heavy lifting when you're special summoning it out. I mean, the worst case scenario is you go Mix, add, clip, and then you just have to pass turn, and then on your opponent's turn you clip and Mix into Trap Maker, clip rip the extra deck, Mix pop a monster, and just hope that that's enough. But with the way it is going and the way it's looking, I feel like the best thing to do with clip is special summoning clip of Cool Tune Synchro Overtake. And normal summoning Mix is, I feel like a horrible start, horrible game plan. It doesn't feel that amazing to start your turn off that way. The other thing that I was considering is potentially cutting 1 Imperm from the deck and throwing in the talents, or the Call by the Grave, and 1 Ghost Ogre. And instead of using the Ghost Ogre, I'll go 1 Imperm less, 1 Ogre less, and then I'll go talents and Call by in the main deck. I think that's something I could get behind, something I could play with, and have some decent success. I just think that 2 JJ is correct. Ironically, even though I cut it out from my deck and playing 1, I do believe having 2 is the right number. It does assist in quite a bit. So let's go through the rounds. Record was 2 wins, 3 losses. Absolutely dismal performance, but it is what it is. First game was against Predaplant. I lost that one. Then after Predaplant, I went up against Doomsy, and I beat the Doomsy guy. Then after Doom Z, I went up against a Fire King, and I was just 200 short of lethal with Fire King, and I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. But I pushed him to a game 3, and the double board wipes and all those pops, it just made it a bit awkward and hard. And then after that, it was Clown Crew Mitsurugi. Game 1, that he won the die roll, unbreakable board. Game 2, I obliterated him, and then game 3, it was kind of a wild one, to be honest. So on his turn, he goes, use this Clown Crew thing where you tribute a monster, add 2 cards, and I ash him. And then he goes, call by the grave, target my ash. So now he's already the card, the tribute, the call by. So he's down to 2 cards. And I look at that, I'm like, it's worth a try to try and out that. So I go spell his call by the grave. And he just sets 1, passes turn. And I had a Q. That's all I had in my hand, was a normal summon Q, call by, and dead fool or something like that. So I'm like, okay, cool, my go, let's go. I normal summon Q, because that is the only starter I have, it's the only play I have. And I go Q effect, and he solemn warnings it. And I'm like, she set the call by the grave, pass. His draw for turn is pre-prep. I'm like, okay, pre-prep and 1 unknown card. That's fine. The only thing I really lose to here is maybe a hard-drawn Mitsurugi ritual. So he goes Habakiri summons Saji effect, and I'm like, put him on better have the ritual to keep playing. So I call by the Saji, and then he chains go spell on my call by, and I'm like, fair is fair. And then I'm on an empty board, he summons his monsters, boom, I'm dead. So that was it. Then go to final round of the day, I'm versing RDA. Game 1, he sets up an insane board, and I'm like, okay, cool, Black Atlas. Let's go to the next one. And then game 2, I beat him. Game 3, kind of bricks, and I get to play, and then he magnamuts me, and he has Bandit of the Etude up, and I'm like, okay, and I make Zaylan, I kill the Magnamut. He's got just Branded of the Etude and a top deck. He tries to Harmonia me, and I chain, and I negate the Harmonia with Zaylan, destroy him, and I'm like, cool, flips that back to my turn, and he surrenders. So it was those two wins, 3 losses, as I said. The 2 games that I lost, from the 3 games that I lost, the 2 games that I did lose, I felt that there was no way that I could have won. It's not down to a misplay, it's not down to me making an error in any way, shape, or form. And that's where I want to actually get into this. So against a Predaplant player, I had a Rico in hand, and I had a Q in hand, and he Perulias me, and I'm like, okay, he Perulias me, maybe it's a good time to go normal summon Q effect, and I'm like, okay, let's go. So I normal my Q effect, and he impulses it, and when he impulsed it, I'm like, oh that's kind of a rough one. So the impulse stuck the cube body on board, and because I have Rico in hand, I can't really do anything. So I go Duelist Genesis, he ashes Duelist Genesis. So he ashed the Duelist Genesis, and I'm like, okay, I have to pass. And then he goes on his turn, and he manages to secure the dub, the OTK. I don't think he managed to OTK me on that turn, and I do believe like I had 1 more turn, but no, I think I got OTK'd on the spot, to be honest. And that's when I realized if I just went normal Rico effect, he can't really, like if I go Q plays into, so they're all going to play into, so Rico, let me just get a Rico and a Q out so I can explain this better. So if I go normal Rico plays into Ash, both of them are going to play into Ash and Bell. They all three play into Ash, Bell and Impulse. However, Q also plays into Impulse because it summons from deck, as opposed to this which just adds. So now you trade off again, because this plays into Draw, but this plays into Impulse. So in that game state, I would have went normal Rico effect to add. And if he ashes it, okay, let's go Duelist Genesis. Duelist Genesis to add, he can't ash the Duelist Genesis. And then if I go Synchro Overtake to special, he'll impulse that, or he might let it go. But in that game state, if you're going up against a deck that you know could play Impulse, I do believe starting Rico is a better starter and start as opposed to going Q. Because if he lets Rico resolve, Rico will add Rotary. Rotary revealed Q. Impulse that, sure. Rico and Rotary make Trackmaker and you're off to the races. Just like that. So it puts him in a bit of a worse predicament as to what is it that you want to ash. Do you want to hold your ash on the Rico and maybe ash the KTS? Maybe ash the field spell to special? What is it that you're going to do? And because I was under the Prulia, maybe he even allows the Rotary to special. So he gets an additional draw. But yeah, that's just something that I'd like to say about it. And yeah, I spoke about the changes I would make to the deck. It was those. And I do believe I need to put in Mistaken Arrest. These three, the Delta, Driver, Gamma can come out. I think going second, I have so many hand traps. I got Fluas and stuff. I don't need the Gammas that often. And having these instead will give me a little bit more versatility. It allows me to play better into the Doomsday matchup and other matches where they have a lot of searches. So yeah, we're looking at 3 Mistaken, 3 Flua. I still think the 2 Crow is correct. I don't want to cut the Crow. I want to do a little bit more playing with it. So 2 DD Crow, Call by and Talent. I still like this lineup. And then the 2 Draw, and then let's go this way. 2 Lightning Storms and a Duster is mandatory. So yeah, that's the deck. That's the changes I would make. I'll probably make another video soon as to the levels and how to summon back to back better, summon back to back easier, and what to do when the levels are swapped around and modulated. I think that's something that could be interesting for me to look into and learn. So yeah, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.